thought, I done it, and then I gave up. I was like, this ain't gonna work. I went through the emotions of all that. And then I kind of done it again. And then, you know, out of the blue, after about 3 years, I've started beating this thing in that and living with this thing and whatever. And I felt a lot better. You know, I started coming back to myself again. And I was like, you know, I got my confidence up a little bit again. And I started going out, you know, and it made me do things again. I learned to cope with it. It wasn't so bad. If I say on a scale from 0 to 10, I was probably feeling about a 5. Still quite bad, but wasn't so bad as what that was. I still had funny thoughts in my head, like I kind of thought, like, you know, if I don't count to 10, the time that car gets to me, I'm going to drop down on the floor and die. You're probably thinking, well, you know, that's a bit crazy, but that's the sort of things you think. You don't think, that's the sort of things, it could be anything, you know. You can say, okay then, I'm not allowed to look at my PC screen until that window's loaded, like the Google window. If I look at it before that, something bad will happen to me, like I'll faint. You think really random stuff like that. That's just, you know, the anxiety trying to push its way back in. It's like 2006. I started really coming into myself again. Started doing things. I got a job again. That made a whole lot of difference when I got a job. That's what kicked it. You know, I started getting back to myself again, getting out again, doing that. I got a job. The anxiety went away. Seriously, it was still there, but it went away. I could deal with it. I could go out and do everything, and I felt quite good. And I did that for 3 years, this job, and I thought, you know, there's nothing wrong with me. I beat this thing. I'm over it. Yay. You know, no problems at all. And I quit my job. That was probably a bad thing to do, but I did, because for certain reasons, and I was unemployed. And I was sitting at home for a little while, and I started thinking all this stupid stuff again, and having these feelings a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit, because it was like I had a load of time on my hand, and I had time to think and sit there and basically do nothing. So, you know, I started doing these things again, these mind things. You know, it is off and on like that. I kept going off and on, having little spells of anxiety, nothing too bad, but you can deal with it. You wake up the next morning, it's gone. It was kind of them. Then ever since that, I've been getting a lot better, and I don't have it no more. Sometimes, you know, I can get a little bit scared sometimes, but it's nothing. It's just normal, guys. It's natural. Over the months, and I got back to myself, is through what I learned. I gave up with the doctors because they just didn't help me, and, you know, when they told me to go and find God and stuff, it just didn't help. You know, what helped me got through it is understanding what anxiety was and listening to someone else who's been through this and, you know, had the same thing as you, and understanding it. That's what it's all about, is understanding it and accepting it, you know. And I found out what my trigger was in the end. It could have been the marijuana, the weed I smoked. It could have been that. I'm still not doubting that. That's why I'm so against marijuana. My trigger was I couldn't accept the real world. And it's weird, because ever since I knew it was that, my anxiety went away, you know. It's like I got that switch, and I switched it back up, basically, because, you know, I couldn't accept the real world, because I left school, you see, and I knew school with all my friends. I was in school having a laugh, and I left school, and I didn't really see my friends anymore, because I went and got a job, you see. And I left all that behind. I left school behind, Then something happened to my job. I started hanging around on the streets, smoking this marijuana things. I only had like half of it, but that's how it began. I couldn't deal with the real world, and I sat there and I couldn't accept things how it was, because when you're at school and you live that life for so long, for like how long you're at school, 16 years, well, how long you stayed for, and you're so used to that routine. So coming from school to work life to adult life is a big jump, and I couldn't accept that, and I didn't know it. It was unconsciously, I couldn't accept it. So I learned to accept it, and it took a while, a few months and stuff, and maybe years, and I accepted it. Accepted who I am. I suffer from anxiety and stuff like that, and everything's been so easy ever since that. That's a big part of getting over it, is accepting it and knowing what triggered it off, basically. That's a big part of it, but I can show you some techniques to keep it at bay and maybe flick your switch back off, reset it and stuff, because it helped me and it can help you. So there's probably more to this story, but I'm not going to make it go on forever, because I could sit here all day telling you everything I went through and stuff, but I'm just giving you an insight to my story. Hopefully you can listen to this, and some bits of the story you can listen to and relate to and understand a little bit better. And I just want to say, if you are got anxiety and you are suffering from it, you're going to be okay. You're not going crazy, okay? I've been there, and I'm okay now, and millions of people have been there too, including celebrities. Celebrities have anxiety as well. So, it's just not you, and you will get a lot better soon, and you look back on your anxiety days and you laugh, because now it don't affect me or bother me. I look back and I'm thinking, oh my god, that was crazy, that was. But all said and done, this anxiety, am I glad that I had it? All these panic attacks? Obviously no, I didn't want to have it. I didn't want to have all these panic attacks. I didn't want to have agoraphobia. I didn't want to have anxiety. I didn't want to feel how I did and go through what I did, because I missed out on a lot of my younger life, because when I was 16 I stayed in for quite a lot, so it was a good 3 to 4 years I missed of my life, and I can't get them days back. But in a way, I'm kind of glad I did have anxiety, because I come a lot better person from it. So it's good that I can turn around and take something positive from something bad. And I've come a lot better person, because if I didn't have them panic attacks or anxiety starting up, I could have, stayed with them people on the streets, smoking this marijuana, and I could have been into heavier drugs, like doing cocaine and stuff, and I don't want to think about it, but you understand. So maybe it's a sign, if I'm up above. And by the way, I do believe in God, kind of. I believe there's something, but we'll leave it at that. So yeah, that's my story, and I'm sorry it's unscripted. There's probably little bits I've missed out, but if I have, I will try to add them or something. But thank you for listening to my story, and hopefully it can help you. And in my next video I'm going to show you some tricks and techniques what can help you out, and you can try. And okay, it's not going to take 5 minutes to get over anxiety, we all know this, so accept it in your mind. It's going to take a little time to get to where you want to, okay, but you will get there, and I believe in you, okay, right, thank you.